Good morning, and happy Friday. Today is one of the busiest shopping days of the year. We have officially entered Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, although Amazon has really been having their Black Friday, Cyber Monday week, I suppose, that really started last week. But how's everyone doing? Happy Friday. Hopefully, you guys are staying nice and warm, depending on where you are. I know it's gotten a little cold over here where I am, but I'm very excited to be having this live stream today. We can chat about Black Friday, and I've got a quick-ish presentation for you guys because we're going to be talking all about some of the best earning strategies for 2026. Now, let me just say good morning to everyone who is here. We've got Deb here. Good morning. Pioneer Smokehouse's channel. Good morning. We've got Allie, Chewy the Wackadoodle. Good morning. Happy Black Friday. Yes, happy Black Friday. Are you guys seeing more activity on your storefront, more activity on your socials? You should be. You should be. Good morning, Gail from Fort Lauderdale. Good morning. The way it really is, 16 degrees here in Minnesota. Yep, I believe it. We are at 28 degrees over here in Chicago, so just very slightly warmer than you, if you could even say warmer, I suppose. Let's see here. We've got Clay here, Skate Tutors. Hello and happy holidays, everyone. I know, happy belated Thanksgiving. Christina is here. Good morning. Beth is here. Good morning. Eating leftovers for breakfast. Love it. Susan is here. Good morning. Christina says my sales yesterday were terrible. You know what? That's okay. That's normal. You should be seeing sales from today. And I think a lot of people are kind of holding out, right? Like I bought a couple things over this past week, but I have a full list of things that I need to purchase today and probably throughout the weekend and into Cyber Monday here. Let's see. And DB1993 said we have 3 to 4 inches of snow. Amazing. I'm not sure where you are, but good luck with that. We're supposed to get 6 inches tomorrow. So that'll be fun. We've got Mark Haley says hi from the UK. Welcome everyone. So, a couple of quick, I would say, Black Friday, tips. And if you guys are on my email list, ideally everybody got the email from this morning. I'm just going to bring it up here real quick. But, a couple things, like even if you're like, okay, I'm burnt out, I've been doing stuff all month getting ready for Black Friday, you can kind of either sit back or you can keep posting, right? Either way, this weekend should give you some pretty good sales, even if you haven't been seeing those sales over this past week. So anything that's purchased today is likely going to be shipping tomorrow or Sunday. So you should really start seeing those increased commissions starting tomorrow for the next few days and then some, right? Because now we're really into holiday shopping season. People are going to be buying stuff for the holidays, for gifts, for parties, decor, all that good stuff. So I would say if you're like, I've already created so much content, that's obviously the first and best thing you can be doing is create as much content, great content as you possibly can, but also optimizing your storefront and making it user friendly, right? So that people can not only find your favorite content, but they can find relevant content that they're looking for. And we're going to be talking a little bit about some strategies to optimize your storefront, which I think will be very helpful. And then the other thing too is even if you're not an offsite poster consistently, like admittedly myself, right? I'm trying to get better at posting offsite. But if there's ever been a better time to do it, it is now, right? It is now because people are literally going online, searching for deals, right? So yes, let's see. Yeah, Beth said we're here in the 40s this morning. Yes, that is definitely cold. It's definitely cold for where you are. Beth said, yes, I'm shopping today. Curious if today the original Black Friday will be better than the week. I think it will be. I think that, Amazon really tries to milk the sale day, right? So like on the seller side, we were setting up, Black Friday started all the way back on the 20th. I mean, that was over a week ago, right? So I think a lot of people are going to be starting to shop today through the weekend and definitely still on Monday too, right? So, yes, Clay, Clay said, are you excited for the Bears Eagles football game today at 3? I am. I've got to be rooting for my Chicago Bears. We actually have an event that we're going to that's going to make it even more exciting for me with all of our friends. So that'll be fun. No, yes, I'm very excited. I'm encouraged. I don't know. I'm a Bears fan, so I'm like, ugh. I just assume they're going to lose, but they've been doing pretty good, so we'll see. Thanks, Clay. Before we get started, so I do have a presentation for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. But I do want to go over some of my top strategies for, yes, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but also for, all of 2026, because I think that, we're so close, right? We're so close to 2026. These strategies will definitely apply for now, right? But also for into the new year. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen here so you guys can see. I don't really love this, the way that it looks, but you guys can see my screen okay, I'm assuming. If only I could maybe like switch this around. I would definitely like to get this bigger. I don't know. Can you guys see this okay? I don't really want to take my whole face away, but I suppose that I can. Yes, Clay said, I'm an Eagles fan, but Bears look good. Should be a great game. I mean, your team will probably win, but that's it's okay. Yes, and Beth said, I did do some storefront updates, but could do some more. What are some examples of user friendly? Great question. So user friendly, I would say you really want to be, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more here, but you really want to make it, especially like if you are promoting offsite, right? So let's say you have like your top giftable items for, kids under 10 or whatever whatever it may be. You want to make sure that your most relevant content is pinned up at the top, right? So any Black Friday, Cyber Monday idea list, any of your top performing content, right? We see the trending picks that are showing up now on the storefront. But honestly, I feel like they went away over the last couple of days because I have not been able to see them over the last couple of days. So, so really putting it together as far as like, if you had to showcase your best, most relevant content on your storefront, how would you do that, right? So I would be making sure that all my curations are up to date because those are what show up first. Like I said, trending picks may or may not be there. But then we also have all the idea lists, all the content, and we're able to pin 8 different things up to the top. So really what I mean by making it user friendly is having using those 8 pins very strategically, but also making sure that it's relevant, right? So anything for Black Friday, anything that's giftable, anything related to holidays. And the more you can position your list and your content to really solve a pain point, I think it becomes a little bit more relatable, right? So if you can figure out what kind of pain point it's solving, let's say holiday decor, right? You can talk about, or kind of use in your title, and you can even do descriptions, right? In Idealist, but maybe talk about like beautifying your home for your holiday party, right, or something like that. So looking to make the list relevant, make sure your top content is pinned up at the top. And looking to those seasonal items, the giftable items, and of course, anything for sale over the next week here. So great question. Great question. I'm going to talk a little bit about that's one of our strategies, spoiler alert, right? For one of our 5 actionable strategies to increase your earnings. And if you guys stay through all of the actionable strategies, there is a free gift. Maybe some of you already have it, maybe some of you don't. But let's dive into some proven strategies for Amazon influencers and really how to earn more. And if you guys have questions, you're welcome to throw them in the chat box there. Happy to answer any questions. Hey, Kelly. Kelly is here in New Jersey. I bet it's probably cold where you are as well, Kelly. Yeah, happy winter, right? All right. So the first strategy is, of course, it's all about the content, right? We have to create content that drives consistent earnings. So, kind of like what I was talking about with the storefront, we want to focus ideally, right, on high demand evergreen products. We're talking home essentials, electronics, fitness gear, and this is overall, right? And you can also, diversify, right? And make sure you're focusing on seasonal items as well, because even if you are creating seasonal content and those seasonal idea lists, right? The seasons change, right? So what I like to do is I have an idea list kind of for each one of the seasons, but then I go in and I update it, right? As the season approaches, or as I know people are going to start buying stuff for that season, we go ahead and update that. And once you've been doing this for a year, it becomes so much easier. Just go back and update your existing content. Make sure it's relevant, right? And then make sure it's pinned to the top of your storefront. And then I also recommend, like, as far as what kind of content, this is like the age old question, right? Should I do horizontal? Should I do vertical? Like, it's really up to you. Amazon will display both. But on top of horizontal videos, vertical videos, I personally prefer horizontal videos because I repurpose them to YouTube, right? If you're more on TikTok, you may want to do vertical videos. And Amazon is, again, they accept both, but they're kind of testing both ways too to see what works the best. So I would say that's something you should be doing as well, is testing what works the best with you, whether it's horizontal or vertical. But then also you want to make sure you're creating for all of the content types. Don't discount photos, right? Definitely videos. We know videos are, I know videos are my top converting piece of content on Amazon, probably yours as well. But photos, don't discount those photos. There's now an extra feature where you can tag items in a photo, which is cool. I talked about that last week, and put it in my newsletter from last week. So curations, live streams, right? Idealists. There are all these different pieces of content that we can be utilizing. And so you want to make sure that you're at least testing some of that to see what works best for you on top of the shoppable videos, right? So just a couple of like my quick tips, 5 ways to instantly improve your videos, right? Some quick conversion boosters. So the first thing, start with motion, right? Movement tends to hook the viewers, whether it's motion or something you're saying that's hooking them. I have found that starting with motion and a verbal hook really helps to keep people watching. Ideally, we want people to be watching for at least half of the time. So if your video is 1 minute, you got to be really, really engaging for that first 30 seconds, because long story short, whenever I look at my data, whenever I look at my analytics, I'm always seeing that my top performing videos, my top converting products, those videos their watch through time is 50% or more, right? So that should always be the goal. And say the product name early, right? You don't necessarily have to say the brand name. Some of those brand names are a little bit wonky to say, but say the product early. Reinforce that this video is about the product that the Amazon customer is wanting to see, right? Use natural light or just like a simple lighting setup. It does not have to be a YouTube video. It does not have to be a highly produced video that, will be, I don't know, that's like theater quality, right? It just do fast, not fancy, right? I said that in my email earlier this week. Don't make it too fancy, because then you kind of take away the authenticity of that as well. Keep the camera moving, but also focused on the product. The hero of your video should be the product, not you. I mean, you can say like, here's who I am, blah, blah, blah. But quite honestly, people don't like, not people, Amazon customers. They don't really care too much who you are. They want to see the product, right? They want to see that you're a real person. They don't want to see any like AI, right? And because that's obviously not a real recommendation if it's a fake person, but you want to make sure that you're giving your feedback, but while also focusing on the product. That should be first and foremost, right? And then the last one is end with a benefit focus line, where we can't do a call to action. We can't say, click to order in your cart, right? But you can say something like reiterating why you love this product. What pain point did it solve for you? Overall, I highly recommend this product because it helped me with XYZ. You can't say, I recommend you buy this product because it'll help you with XYZ, but you can reframe it and talk about your experience, right? So, yes, thank you. Regina's here, always my number one thumbs up supporter. If you guys are liking this masterclass, if you've learned something so far, I've got a few more strategies to share with you. I would be super grateful if you would just click thumbs up, or you can share this with somebody that you think may benefit from this as well. Let's see, we have a question. I noticed the Shopable video review format doesn't get much views on YouTube or other socials. Do brands still reach out to you despite getting low views? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The views really depend on the product. I get a lot more views on products that have a bigger name brand, right? Those tend to get way more views and more conversions. But the brands that have reached out to me that have found my channel through YouTube are absolutely the best brands that I work with overall. So yeah, even if you're not making a ton of money on Offsite with your YouTube channel, which honestly, if you stick with it and post one video on there, every day for the next 6 months, which I know sounds like a grind for some people, you will start seeing the fruits of that labor, right? You will start getting subscribers. You will start getting people to click through and purchase from your links in your YouTube description. So if you stick with it, there's a ton of benefit. Plus, getting a channel monetized and all that good stuff. So a lot of opportunity. I do still recommend definitely repurposing your content to YouTube. So all right, let's move on to strategy number 2. Earning more with creator connections. Creator connections has become such a huge part of my strategy, and I think a lot of other people as well, really just because of the opportunity, because you get to earn these additional commissions between 10 and 50%. Like some of these campaigns have 50%. Even if you get a 30% one with a high ticket item, you can really make quite a lot of money with creator connections. And that's on top of what you're already going to be earning, that 1 to 4%, right? So you're making kind of like double commissions there through creator connections, which is totally fine with Amazon. This is their program. But on top of earning more, right, you also have free sample opportunities and long-term brand partnerships. Creator Connections is a great way to start messaging brands, to start working with them, whether you're new, whether you've been doing this for a while. You can always ask for free samples. And ideally, if it's a brand you enjoy working with, it becomes so much easier to create that longer term partnership. And a lot of those good brands have tons of products that they need influencers to shoot videos for, right? So definitely look to that for additional commissions, free samples, brand partnerships. One thing I love about it is that you do earn that extra commission despite what anyone else tells you, including Amazon support. You do earn that extra commission for on-site and off-site sales, right? So your on-site sales could earn up to 50% if you're in the right creator connections, right? If you're in the right brand or campaign, excuse me. So you can very much message brands directly through creator connections. This is encouraged by Amazon, right? It's such an easy way to start that conversation with these brands to get free stuff. You can also provide them a media kit or use a template to start that conversation. That's really up to you. I have a template that I use through Oink now that I love because I can just click a button and it populates all of the information like the ASIN and the brand name and the product I'm requesting and all that good stuff. So you can use software to do that. You can set up scripts and templates just to make it really easy, like copy, paste, all that good stuff. And yes, like I said, you can use tools to also find existing campaigns. Like I use Fluencer Fruit and Oink for that. So what you can do is, so for the content you've already created, you want to make sure that you're always opted into a Creator Connections campaign if there is one, right? So using these additional tools kind of help to automate that and make that so much easier. You're literally leaving money on the table. If you're not checking Creator Connections pretty much on a daily basis at this point, because so many new campaigns are popping up every single day. If you've created content for a product and you're not opted into Creator Connections, you're just leaving money on the table, right? So some of these Some of these softwares are so great at helping to do that. Definitely worth the investment, in my opinion, if you are on the fence about those. And I can throw up my links if anyone is interested. And then, of course, you can take that content that you're creating for Creator Connections and you can repurpose it for TikTok, for Reels, for YouTube, whatever your preferred platform is. So real quick, if you guys are finding this helpful, please consider subscribing to this channel. If you have not already, you can hit subscribe, you can enable notifications, and of course, thumbs up this live stream if this has been helpful so far. I still have a few more strategies to share with you. That's why I'm talking so fast, because I want to make sure that I cover everything and I'm not leaving you guys on this live stream for hours and hours, right? We'll be done by the top of the hour here. All right, let me just see. I've got a couple of questions. Beth said, do you think the videos that show your face at least once do better, or do you think they perform the same? Seems the one in the upper carousel, not just mine, show the face. Very non-scientific, just my observation. Yeah, Beth, I think that's a great observation. I am constantly trying to figure out this question, right? Constantly. I think it depends on the product. And I think it depends on the video, right? I tend to assume, again, I'm assuming, right? There's no evidence here, but I assume some of the best videos are the ones that show up in the upper carousel, right? Because Amazon is constantly testing and they know the conversion rate of every video, even if we don't. But as far as like, does your face convert or not? I do think that having your face in the video gives you that extra bit of trust and credibility. So if somebody was like, "Ooh, I don't know if I trust this person and their opinion," if you put your face in that video, they're going to trust you at least a little bit more, right? But also, some people don't care if your face is in it or not. They really just want to see the product up close. They really just maybe have one, question in the back of their mind, or they have one little doubt or hesitation as to why they haven't purchased yet, right? So I think that for the most part, showing your face probably does help more so than not, but you don't need to show your face if you don't want to or you're not comfortable, right? So Kelly said, face always does better for me. Totally believe that. Again, people can see you, so they're going to trust you more. They're going to trust your opinion more. That definitely correlates with the product, but I do think that the video is pretty product specific too, right? Like if it's a higher price video, people are more likely to watch the video, but they probably want to see your face. They want to see who you are. Do they trust you? Do they trust your opinion, right? Whereas if it's like a $10 or $20 item, maybe you don't necessarily need to have your face in there because they really just want to, like I said, get that one extra question answered. Let's see here. The way it really is that I just started posting my videos on YouTube and noticed most are going into the short section. Does that still help overall or not so much? So when your video is vertical and it's under 3 minutes, it will go into the short section as far as YouTube goes. I think it depends, right? Because what you can do is you can have a link in the description. It's just a lot harder to see. That's why I shoot most of my videos in horizontal, because I don't see that it negatively impacts my Amazon earnings. But also then I can repurpose them for YouTube and then they're not shorts, right? So yeah, maybe you can't put them in the description, but you can, oh, that's what it is. You can put a link in the comment. You're totally right, Clay. You can put a link in the comment, but yeah, the long form are better because you can put the links in there with the product reviews, right? So anything, if you're doing a vertical video and it's over 3 minutes, right, you can do that. But yeah, it's just harder to get people to click through, right? And yeah, I totally agree with Clay. Shorts is a whole different audience than with the long form. So you might get more of, what kind of person you're looking for, but try both. Totally agree with that. All right, let me see here. Let me do one more question. I'm going to keep going. Beth said, do you still go back and link your videos even though technically we don't have to? I don't trust the system. Oh, for Creator Connections. Yeah. So yeah, going back to Creator Connections. So you don't have to link to your video, right, within Creator Connections campaigns now. However, I do for the ones that I'm earning on for sure. I think that I don't think it matters. Like, I don't think you have to. I still earn on ones that I don't. I agree with you. I don't trust the system either, Beth. You're very smart not to trust the system. But it's honestly, I take the time to do it because now I'm opted into so many from using these tools that I will go back and basically anyone that I start earning on, I'll go and add that link because some I don't earn on because I'm just not making any money from the video. Maybe the video is not great or I just can't get in the carousel. So I would say, yeah, you can, but you don't have to. But right, any brands that I really want to be making that having that long-term relationship with, I will always go back and do that. So speaking of brands, right, our strategy number 3 is all about collaborating with brands for sponsored content and partnerships. So this means free samples. This means getting paid up front for your content. So many opportunities here with partnering with brands, which can very much start with greater connections. It can start with your YouTube channel. But I admittedly slept on this opportunity for a couple years, really, because I was so focused just with my tunnel vision on creating great shoppable videos that I was like, oh, brands, like you're kind of slowing me down. Now it's a little bit different because I do think that it is a really good part of the strategy to diversify your income stream. So you have, of course, on-site, but then you can promote off-site, and now you can get free stuff. And I know people that sell some of their stuff that they don't need anymore on like Facebook marketplaces or eBay. So that's a whole nother income stream, right? That you could potentially get set up. So what you want to do is, of course, create a compelling pitch, right? Or you can utilize a media kit that highlights your content, that talks about your past results, right? I had a question the other day from someone who is more new, right? And she was like, "Well, what can I say to them if I'm pretty brand new on Amazon?" But she's very well versed in TikTok and YouTube and Facebook, right? So I'm like, so it doesn't matter that you're a bronze creator on Amazon. You don't need to say that to the creator connections, campaigns, the brands, but you can say, hey, I have a great presence on TikTok and YouTube, and here are my channels, and here's where I plan to promote for you. Because a lot of brands are like, well, we want people to take it past just Amazon, right? So look to your strengths, even if you don't have thousands of followers. Look to your strengths and what are you good at. You can talk about your conversion rate on Amazon. You can't show your back office metrics, but definitely play to your strengths and highlight your best content and your past results, right? And then look for brands that really identify with and align with your niche. And even if you're not niche down yet, kind of you may want to kind of work towards that way, because when I reach out to brands, I say and I specialize in these categories, right? Home, kitchen, office, and children's stuff. So that's not super niche down, right? It's not one thing, but it tells people the products and the brands that I'm really focused on with my content, and makes it more appealing to people that fall within any of those categories. And then also always check, especially once you start uploading content to Amazon, and whether you've been doing it for a month or a year, always check your email, your DMs on social, because brands will find you and they will send you messages. And it's harder to send you I mean, you can't really send messages through Amazon unless you're on Creator Connections, right? So sometimes brands that aren't on Creator Connections will find you through Instagram or through YouTube. You'll get an email or you'll get a DM. So make sure you're looking for those opportunities, because I know for me, I didn't see them right away. And I really missed out on a lot of early brand partnerships that probably would have been really great had I responded. um, Also, as far as negotiation goes, you want it to be like, don't, you never want to sound desperate, of course, right? But you also don't, I know, at least for me, part of the reason why I didn't engage with brands right away here was it was hard for me to, you know, put aside the time that I was spending on shoppable videos, right? So make sure that the terms when you're negotiating work in your favor. I never wanted it to feel like work, right? I never wanted to be like, this brand is going to pay me, but they want me to do XYZ, say exactly this stuff, show the product this way. It kind of takes out, the fun of creating that video. So I didn't work with brands for a while, and now I'm very specific in my negotiations. And if they come back and say, oh no, we talked about how you would say this and that, I always tell them, I don't guarantee what I say. I guarantee I'll make you a video, but I'm not going to say what you want me to say. You can suggest features and benefits that you'd like me to include, but ultimately the content and the opinion is my own, right? So you can also, of course, integrate sponsored products naturally into your content. This is much more relevant when you're offsite, of course. With TikTok and YouTube, it doesn't have to all be promotional content, right? You can talk about a problem you've solved or a thing you've done and then say, oh, by the way, I use this product and this really helped me, right? So um, building long-term relationships with brands for recurring collaborations is huge, because then it takes away some of that time investment of finding those big brands, right? So yes, it's lots of opportunity as far as brand partnerships go. And let's keep going. I'll come back to some of these questions here. We've got some good ones. Yes, Clay said YouTube is full of haters. Just have to block them out. If you're getting hate, that means you're probably growing on YouTube, and that is good. I love that feedback. Thank you, Clay. You're so smart. You're so good at YouTube too, and that's fantastic feedback, right? Like some of the like online marketing people, that I started following years ago, they would always say like, "Oh, you got your first like refund. Oh, you got your first, kind of hate mail, right?" That you should pat yourself on the back, because it means that you've made it to the next step, right? You've got a hater. That means somebody like is watching your work and really, cares about it so much to be hating on it. It seems counterintuitive, but same thing with what Clay just said, right? When you're on YouTube and people start hating you, or start leaving you negative comments, of course it's easy to do that behind a screen, right? Lots of people love to do that, but it means that you're probably getting more visible and you're probably getting more subscribers. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. You just gotta let it roll off, right? And block them. Let's see. Does Best Choice make barbecue and smokers? I don't know. I wonder if they do. I mean, they're all about, well, they have a lot of indoor stuff, a lot of outdoor stuff. That's a great question. I don't know. I haven't been working as closely with them as I used to be honest. Let's see. Clay said, how do you know when it's official when first starting with a brand? Is there contracts you have to sign with them? Yeah, so you can go the contract route for sure, especially if you're getting paid up front. Or if you're getting paid for your content, I would definitely ask them for a contract, because then it binds them to have to pay you, right? I know a lot of people that don't work with contracts, but if I'm working with a reputable brand and I want the long-term partnerships and they're paying me up front, we always do a contract. Where I don't do a contract is for a free sample. So I've been getting a ton of free samples through Creator Connections, because I've been using Oink now to send messages through their like templated system there, which I love. I love Oink so much. It's been so incredibly helpful. But if you like, in that case, I'm not asking for a contract, because they're literally just sending me something for free. And then I'm making the video kind of at my leisure. I'm not even saying like, oh, I guarantee it in 2 weeks. I'm just saying, hey, would you like me to create content for you? But yeah, I would say if you're getting paid up front, you'll want a contract, something in writing, and the reputable brands like have those at the ready, especially the ones that work with influencers a lot. So don't be afraid to ask for that, especially if it makes you feel more comfortable. Yeah. All right, so strategy 4, optimizing your Amazon influencer storefront. So there are a limited amount of things that you can do with your storefront, but overall, all the content you upload on Amazon, this is where it appears. And I think I saw a question about, where do some of these pieces of content show up, and other than your storefront? And it really, really depends. It depends on the type of content. It depends on the type of year it is. It depends on what Amazon is testing and what they're not testing. And so It really depends, but every single piece of content that you upload to Amazon is going to show up on your storefront. So that's why it's so important to make sure that you have a nice profile picture on there, you have a nice little bio, you have your social media links to there. So make sure that you are at least doing like the bare minimum to showcase yourself, talk about the categories that you specialize in, talk about your niche if you have one, give a 1 second, give like a 1 sentence kind of background on your credentials and all that good stuff, right? So that you look legit, right? And of course, you want to make sure that you organize your storefront and make it relevant, right? So again, now it's Black Friday. Everyone should have a Black Friday favorite items on sale list or something like that, right? Idea list pinned right to the top of their storefront. So especially if you're driving traffic from off Amazon, people are going to see that right away. Ooh, let me check out her favorite Black Friday sale items. And it's easy for them to find it because it's right there, right? So yes, I know. I know it was a joke because they rejected you all. That's why I'm saying I haven't been working with them lately. They haven't been answering my emails or the couple that I sent. And they also sent me a very late payment through Levanta. So I don't know if they're still working with Levanta or not. But yes, thank you, Clay. I appreciate that very much. You have great questions and you're always willing to help people on the live stream. So I always want to answer your questions because I know you do the same with everyone else. And free products are great from Creator Connections. How do you get extra income? So you can ask to be paid up front. A lot of times they'll run the other way, but you could put a price on it, right? You could say, I don't work for free, especially if they're approaching you, right? Now you have the leverage. Whether it's a DM or they're probably not going to approach you a ton through Creator Connections. That's going to be you approaching them. But if people are sending you messages through your DMs or they're emailing you, you have the upper hand because they reach out to you. You can say, my minimum cost per shoppable video is $50, is $100, is $200. You can just put a price on it, especially if you're like, I don't know if I want to try this product, or I don't know if it's going to make me a ton of money. Put a price tag on it that makes you feel good about, creating that content. So, and then, like I said, if you want to, when you're done with the items, if you don't need them anymore, I know a lot of people, I don't do this, but I know a lot of people who resell their products on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or Poshmark or wherever. So that's another income stream that you can be utilizing. All right. Your Amazon influencer storefront. Oh, I've got a couple more tips here. So, right, curate products tailored to your audience need. Again, this is if you're more niche down, if you're promoting offsite, make it relevant, right? You can always be testing new thumbnails and titles for that increased engagement. And Amazon's always testing kind of like the format that our storefront kind of shows up in, right? So, you should be testing what you can, and that's thumbnail, that's title, right? The few things that we kind of can be doing here. And of course, especially now, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, promote your storefront as much as you can. You can promote it, but you can also just kind of have it places where people can find, right? So like I have a, shop my Amazon storefront, or, check out all my favorite Amazon items here, and then I link to my storefront. It's in my Gmail signature, right? So even if like it's a personal email account, but I have it in there just in case somebody wants to check it out. Same with your social media platforms. Make sure that it's in your bio. Make sure that you're linking to it in your reels if you can, right? So promote your storefront wherever makes the most sense, but you can also have links out there. Like I have a link on my blog page, right? On my KathleenCoble.com website, right? You can navigate and go find my storefront there. So just having it in different places is going to be super helpful, like my YouTube description, things like that. So get it wherever you can, wherever makes sense. But no one's ever going to find it if you don't put it out there, right? So you have lots of different content options. You are welcome to go check out my storefront if you want to. Let me quickly. Oh, I don't know if I have my storefront on here, but if you guys want a little bit of inspiration, I do have my, oh yeah, here it is. I do have my Black Friday, Cyber Monday tips on there, but you can kind of see like how I've organized everything. It's not perfect, right? And typically I'm not updating my storefront every day. Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, yeah, I am going to be updating my storefront every day. But here's the thing is that you have all these different content options now, right? You have curations, those are going to show up all the way at the top. Curations, you can put everything in. You can add an idea list, a product, a video, a photo, a collage. Curations, you can put whatever kind of content you want in there and they show up right at the top there. So if you have strategic curations up at the top, it's going to be a nice way to bring people to your storefront and give them what they're looking for, right? Like I said, especially if you're promoting offsite. The trending picks, I have an asterisk on here because they come and they go, but they typically start right underneath the curations there. I wasn't seeing them yesterday or the day before, so maybe you have them, maybe you don't. But that is a piece of content that we are not able to we're not able to choose what goes on there. So that's all coming directly from Amazon, whether it's your best selling items, or that's kind of what I tend to see that it looks like. So yeah, you can't really do a whole lot with that. I don't know if you can even see them right now, but I'm sure Amazon will bring them back. Then, of course, we have videos. We have photos. Do not discount photos. You should be taking 1 to 2, maybe even 3 photos, depending on what the product is. Every time you upload a shoppable video, you should be adding some photos because it just gives you an extra chance to earn. And photos are being placed in different places than videos are. So I always like testing that. Of course, idea lists, right? And then you have live streams, a media list, which is fun, and then collages. So I think everyone knows what all these are. A media list is basically an idea list that you can share media, right? So it's video, digital things, games. It's basically digital media, right? But you can create a media list now, which I think is pretty cool. All right. So there's the storefront. If you don't do anything today besides one single thing, create an idea list for your favorite Black Friday, Cyber Monday, products and pin it up to the top there. All right. Strategy number 5. Analytics. Sometimes people think this is boring, but it is so critical that you look at your analytics so that you can know how to move forward, right? So if you monitor your performance, it's going to help you identify your top performing videos and products. And those are the 2 things that you need to know. What videos are performing the best? What products are selling the best? And how can I replicate that based on the data that I have and that I know? We don't get a ton of data from Amazon, right? So, but testing these different types of content to see what resonates with your audience, to see what gets placed in the best spots on Amazon. You should always be testing. You should always be trying new things. And then use analytics to improve things like your product selection, like your videos, right? How do you present the product? What are you saying about the product and all that good stuff? Some of the key metrics that I like to focus on are views, right? And you can see this all through your Creator Hub dashboard, not your managed content page. If you navigate over that Creator Hub dashboard, you'll be able to see views, view duration, which they took away for a little while and now it's back. So I think we're all good there. Your view through percentage, I think, is very important because I've noticed, like I said before, my videos that are viewed through 50% or more tend to correlate with my top earning products. I can also see conversion rates and commissions with third-party tools, right? So again, look to some of those third-party tools that I recommend and use if you want to kind of help automate things, take a little bit of a shortcut, right, to get there. So it will really help you figure out what is converting the best on Amazon as far as your content goes, and then how to move forward with creating new content instead of just guessing. I always want to know what's converted the best for me over the last month before I really dive in and do like a whole day of recording, right? You can test your thumbnails, your titles, and of course, all content types. And then, right, optimizing for future content, right, based on data-driven insights, kind of like what I already said here. And then you can also adjust your strategy, right? Do you have high converting items that you want to be more focused on? Do they fall in line with a certain category, right? And I really like Fluencer Fruit. I have, this is my affiliate link on here, but I have it on here just because it really helps with figuring out this data, right? So it integrates with that Creator Hub dashboard. It'll give you your conversion rate. It'll tell you where your videos are, whether they're on the product listing page and the upper carousel, the lower carousel, both, none, right? So I use and have recommended Fluencer Fruit for a couple years now. But I love this software. And if you're looking for something that's going to help you with your product research, with looking at those analytics and some of those stats that we can't just see organically, you guys can definitely check that out. It is a paid software, but you get a 14-day free trial if you buy or if you try it out through my affiliate link. So check that out if you guys are interested. I do have a bonus strategy here. Let me go over to my let me go over to my questions here before I get into there. Yeah, Beth said, I'm glad you mentioned socials on the storefront. A lot of people don't, and I don't know why. I found other stolen videos and found their storefronts, but couldn't find a way to contact them. Yes. Yeah, that's I constantly see stolen, video storefronts, and you have to have at least one, well, for the most part, you have to have at least one social channel linked there, right? Because that's the one that you got into the program with, the one that Amazon is verified, right? So you can find people through the storefront, but you can also add all of your other channels, right? So you can go and edit that bio section and add all the rest of your channels because like why not, for brands, right? Obviously we don't want people to find us and steal our content, but also, if a brand or maybe even a customer is looking at my storefront and maybe they want to see more, maybe they want to check out my YouTube channel or my Instagram. I have all the relevant ones that are linked on there. I think it just helps, right? Yeah, Beth said, where'd you get your YouTube clapper sign? No, I actually got it from YouTube. So I'm in the I'm apparently, so this is pretty cool, right? I got this from YouTube. I got invited to their like partner perks program, and I should really do this is a total sidetrack, but I'm very excited and proud of it because I actually got invited to one of their creator events. I'll show you guys just because it's right here and it's so fun. So yeah, I actually got to go see Wicked early before it came out, which was cool. So yeah, you get into other things and you get rewarded, right? So no, I got this from YouTube. Yeah, so one more perk of repurposing my Amazon content on YouTube, right? So yes, repurpose on YouTube. Jessica said, when we receive free products, do we have to report the cost of the products on our taxes? Yes. So I am not an accountant. You guys can all do this however you want. The way I do it is I keep a spreadsheet of all the free products that I receive. Like the retail price, right? Sometimes you can use the wholesale price. And then I just give that to my accountant as far as like income earned, right? Because I, technically got it for free. So I guess it would be income earned. She does all of that, but ultimately, depending on where you live and how you utilize that stuff, make sure that you ask your CPA. Make sure you speak with an accountant when you're filing your taxes, especially as a creator, especially if you have an LLC, all that good stuff. So, yeah, that's how I do that. Clay said, do you have any new advice on Amazon live videos right now? I would say now's the best time, right? Now's the best time to do that. But I don't like, I would do it now, but it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. And yeah, I don't know, it's not super worth it for me. I also don't have a huge following on Amazon, but maybe someday, right? But yeah, I have a whole video on like on this channel. If you guys search like live stream on my channel, you'll find a video, Clay, about my insights from the last time I went live. There are definitely some perks to doing it, and Amazon is upping their game as far as making it easier for us, to repurpose that content as well, which I really like. So and I know a lot of people that are very good at it and that do it a lot. So somebody asked for my Amazon review channel or my shoppable video channel. Here it is. If you guys want to check it out, it's my Smart Business Mom channel. You can see all of my repurposed YouTube or all of my repurposed Amazon content on my YouTube channel here. So you guys want to check that out. I'm going to go into some of these or the last bonus strategy, offsite opportunities, right? So we talked about YouTube, but driving traffic to Amazon from anywhere else is only going to reward you. So Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you feel like, creating that content tailored to each platform will help with higher engagement and conversions, right? Not all platforms are created equal. So what works well on Pinterest is going to be different than what works well on YouTube, and is going to be different than what works well on TikTok, right? So make sure that if you're going to take the time, like, so with YouTube, I mostly just put the video up, right? But I can't do that with TikTok because it's a totally different platform. I can't do that with Instagram, right? Because it's a different platform and people are looking for different things, right? But it's super important to always follow the rules of Amazon and the FTC when you are posting those affiliate links. Any place, any channel you post your content on, you need to make sure is in your back office and your settings in your Amazon affiliate reporting dashboard. All you have to do is add your social handles to there, make sure that they're public, and then you can post your Amazon affiliate links in there. And you always want to say something like, as an Amazon affiliate, I earn from qualifying purchases. And that's the exact verbiage that Amazon recommends. That's the exact thing that they tell us to say. So if you're using that, you are not going to get in trouble. Don't use Amazon logos. Don't use screenshots from Amazon. Use your own content is what I recommend, but make sure that you are letting everyone know that you are an Amazon affiliate. And to help you master offsite Amazon opportunities, I have a free resource for you. It's the Ultimate Q4 Content Planning Calendar. Let me put the link up there just to make it a little bit easier. I also recognize we are about to start with December here, so we're a couple months behind, but we've been promoting this for a while. But what it is, though, it's even like so much more than a content planning calendar, because you get prompts, you get hooks, and you get call to actions. So this is totally free. I think you just have to opt in with your email here. It will give you at least, some good prompts that you can use for the remainder of the year. And like I said, I think even probably the most valuable thing are the bonuses that come after that. So if you're like, well, what do I say? Like, okay, here's the content. Here's a good idea. It's Black Friday. I'm going to talk about a sale. Okay. But like, what do I say to grow my engagement? What do I say? What's the call to action that's proven that's going to help me get clicks, right? That's going to help me get conversions. So this is a really awesome resource. And I do got to say that everybody who's in Influence and Earn, which is my paid program, which I'm going to talk about briefly for the next couple minutes here, or in a minute, we just launched the 2026 social media calendar. So that, if you guys are in Influence and Earn, that is now a new bonus in there. You guys have the whole calendar for all of next year, and there is prompts, hooks, and call to actions, but they are new and improved. They're similar, but they're different. They're updated and they're new. In this content calendar, I always talk about how I'm not great at social media. I did not create this content calendar. It came from my social media guru, from my marketing lady that I think is just brilliant. So she created this, and obviously she said it's fine for me to utilize and share. But so this is coming from a social media marketing expert. But yeah, anybody who's an influencer, and you guys already have access to the 2026. If you're not, don't worry about it. This is such a great calendar to just help you get started with what can I post offsite for the next month. And even if you're still trying to get into the program, like I said, the prompts, the hooks, the call to actions are really going to help you ultimately achieve that. And one other quick thing, some time management hacks that I just think are nice to share. Whether, if you're new, you're probably doing everything on your own. If you've been doing this for a little while, maybe you want to batch create content, right? I think a lot of people do this. I didn't do this in the beginning. I would do like one video here, one video there. But if I sit down, I'm like, I want to record 20 videos today, somehow it just goes faster. So make sure you're batching that content. Outsource editing or use time-saving tools. I do have somebody that helps me with editing. I do some of my editing, but he does some of my editing too. So that's really been a huge time saver because he can edit the videos while I'm creating more videos, right? Or time saving tools like I talked about, Fluencer Fruit and Oink. Those are two of my favorites. And then automating some of those repetitive tasks to focus on high impact activities. So, for example, I have like a chat GPT prompt that helps me create my YouTube description for when I repurpose my content from Amazon to YouTube, right? So there's so many different things that you can do to kind of save yourself some time, and so that you can spend more time creating your content, right? So there it is. So those are 6 really, kind of 7 or 8 of my favorite proven strategies to help Amazon influencers earn more this year, next year. And so really quickly, we're gonna go ahead and hang on, let me make sure. Yes, I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to go back and answer some questions. So now what? So we do have, there's so much free content available. I have a ton of free content available, right? But if you're like, I just need a step by step, and there's lots of people in here who have invested in the step-by-step program. You can Google it, you can search my YouTube channel, you can search other people's YouTube channel. There's great information out there. But if you just want to take the shortcut and you just want to know the step by step, you want to be told exactly the information you need to know instead of having to go search for it, because sometimes you don't know what you don't know what you don't know, right? You don't know what to search for because you don't really know. But with our program here, Influence and Earn, we've had hundreds of people go through it. You guys just heard me say I just added the 2026 content calendar to it. So we're constantly updating with new information, new resources, new ways to help you just earn even more. With this program, you basically get the exact step-by-step roadmap from A to Z, right? So whether you're starting, it's a great place to start. Even if you're making $1,000 a month already, in the Amazon influencer program, even if you're making $3,000 or $5,000, you're probably going to learn something because myself and other people are making even more than that, right? So I know the strategies. I've been doing this for quite a few years now, about 4 years now. I've been approved for Onsite and earning for Onsite. So it's really just, like I said, the step by step. It's going to help you maximize your time. It's going to help you earn more money in less time. And we have a dedicated Facebook group. I mean, this is not just a course where we give you the information and you're on your own. We have a Facebook group. There's a discussion board on each one of the videos that are within the program. We also have monthly live Q&A sessions where people just come and ask all their questions. You can submit questions ahead of time to make sure they get answered. The goal is that you are getting all of your questions answered. You have the resources necessary to be as successful as you want to be, right? So, everything you need to know to create content that sells well on Amazon, how to find top quality products with product research so you're not wasting your time creating content for products that don't sell, how to optimize your storefront. We kind of touched on that a little bit. And even how to repurpose your content or more money without creating new content, right? So lots of different things that we have included in here. I'm just going to throw up here it is, the QR code in case anyone is interested, because we are doing a Black Friday sale that will be running through Monday. Oh, hang on, I'm going backwards here. What do you get? So you will get instant access to the on-demand course. So there's 5 core modules. We kind of go in 5 steps. Lots of bonus content, which I'll tell you guys in just a second. And over a year, I think we have a year and a half in the database as far as the last monthly Q&As. I think I left it all the way back to the previous, not this Prime Day, but last year's Prime Day. So we leave them all up there. We get monthly live coaching, dedicated Facebook group, and of course, all future trainings, content updates. This is our lifetime price, right? So we do offer a subscription model, but because it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we're doing this sale, and you can get everything forever, lifetime access, all future content. Instead of $9.97, which is the normal price, it's only $4.97. So think about it if you guys are looking to really scale up your earnings, especially for the rest of this year and into next year. Here's our course curriculum. Module 1, we really talk about like the opportunities, the overview, like how does it work. Number 2 is unlocking on-site commission. So even if you're past that, you can kind of skip to number 3, which is like your content creation system. How do we batch content? How do we keep track of it? Well, what kind of content are we creating? How do we do our lighting? So lots of good trainings in there. Then module 4 is product selection opportunities. We talk about product research, how to find products, how to get free stuff, all that good stuff. And then module 5 is all about reporting and scaling. We talk lots about how to read those reports, how to utilize that data to make data-driven decisions, create better content, and then lots of bonuses that I'm going to tell you guys about, along with our live sessions and our Q&A sessions are all in there. So yeah, there's templates, there's scripts, there's worksheets, there's tools, there's tracking sheets, again, lifetime access for $497 total, and all the bonuses in here. I'm going to go through these really quickly, and then I want to answer all the questions that are still outstanding. The bonuses are all things that are directly related to making you more money with the Amazon Influencer Program or utilizing the content that you're already creating for the Amazon Influencer Program to make more money. So I talked about creator connections. I talked about repurposing your content on YouTube, right? We talked about how to post offsite. So we've got a masterclass on how to earn offsite. We've got a masterclass on how to collaborate with brands, how to find them, how to negotiate with them. We also have another class about holiday shopping and marketing strategies. That's very specific to the holidays, very relevant now. Our bonus number 4 is you get 2025 and 2026 daily social media prompt calendar with these 149 viral video and caption hooks and 93 high converting call to actions. Like I said, this was created by my favorite social media marketing guru. Plus, we have more bonuses. We have a product research step-by-step training. We have Fluencer Fruit. You get a 30-day trial, which I think is really awesome. It's not just 14, it's 30 days. So you get that extra time. We have another bonus that's all about how to repurpose your content on YouTube. So I walk you through step-by-step getting that all done. And then a Creator Connections Masterclass, which takes you from start to finish. If you're like, yeah, I know Creator Connections, or you don't know about Creator Connections, this is going to give you all the information you need, including like templates you can use to reach out, tools you can use, how to find relevant campaigns, how to find those campaigns for products you've already created videos for, leaving money on the table, all that good stuff. And we have a very special bonus here. So for anybody that orders between today and Monday, you will receive a signed copy of my book, The Unconventional Business Model, which I have actually right here. I've got a whole plethora of them here. So I'm going to sign it. I'm going to write you a little note. I'm going to sign it, and then I'm going to ship it to your door. So anybody that joins will get a free copy of my book sent to you. And it's all about how to figure out, you guys are, already entrepreneurs, right? But it's all about how to find that business model that works for you. So whether you're, big in the Amazon Influencer Program, or you're looking for another side hustle, or you just need some motivation and inspiration, this is my book that kind of takes you from, where did I get to how I am now, and a lot of good advice and kind of lessons along the way, just to make it easier for you, hopefully to help you not make as many mistakes as I did to get to where I am. And we do have a couple of pricing options. You can either pay in full, or we do have a 3-month payment plan. So $497 sounds like a lot today. You can actually split it up into 3 months, which comes out to slightly more. I think it's maybe $90 more or something. But at least you can kind of spread it out over time. So I wanted to give people that option as well. And we have lots of amazing testimonials here from people who have gone through the program, people that love the program. It's a little bit small for me. Oh, here we go. Brandon said it's the most tight-knit community he's ever been a part of in terms of question and answers. People are always looking out to help where they can. I love that so much about our community. It's just, everyone is, it's not, we don't get answers have you heard of Google? No, it's people answer your questions because they've been where you are, and they're kind and understanding people. So Misty said that she came across my YouTube videos and she appreciates my genuine approach. She said that the course explained so much more in terms of somebody, in terms that someone new could understand. Anna bought the program and it increased her earnings by 100%. That's just amazing in and of itself. I love that. And Katie said that, there's so much misinformation out there from experts, right? And so she said that, Kathleen's super knowledgeable and she teaches you how to do it right. No sneaky tricks or workarounds. I think that's really important because a lot of people are kind of taking shortcuts and they're teaching shortcuts, right? So we don't do that. We teach like this. This is an income stream we want to have forever. So we follow the rules, and that enables us to be able to earn forever and not get our account shut down, right? Sarah said she already bought a training course from someone that got her into the program, but mine was so thorough that she wished she would have found mine first. I love it. If you're on the fence, just do it. There's so much great info and it keeps getting better. Melissa said the course was a game changer for any Amazon influencer looking to get started or level up. Kathleen's deep, genuine knowledge made it easy to follow and incredibly valuable. She appreciates the bonuses and the new material that keeps the content fresh and relevant. We've got a lot of other people that really love the program, and I know there's quite a few people on here that are in it. So feel free to reach out to any of them. Laura said it's a fantastic course, no fluff, right? Which makes the content quick and easy to get through. That's something that I really pride myself on because I don't have a million hours, to go through things. So the content it's short and it's to the point, right? It's not like the YouTube videos from, people where it's like, let's just kind of BS for about 20 minutes and then we'll get into it. No, we get right into it because I believe your time is very valuable, right? Beth said, highly recommend the program. Even if you've been in Amazon influencer for a while, always being reminded of things I've heard but forgot and learning new tips, right? So lots of good feedback here. So if you guys want to get in, make sure that you get in before Monday, right? And then you will obviously get all the bonuses. Although if you get in today, you'll get access to everything. So you're welcome to get in today, and I'll be signing books and shipping them out on Tuesday once we get everybody in the program by Monday. So if you guys have questions, you're welcome to throw them in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and go over. Yes, Heather said I just joined Influence and Earn last week. Heather, I'm going to send out a form to everybody who's joined in the last week too. You will get a free book. You will get a free book. I don't want to leave you out. Beth said, great book. Love it. Hang on. I'm going to stop sharing so I can. There we go. Yes, Heather, like I said, I'm going to be reaching out to everybody who purchased in the last week because I don't want to leave you guys out of the bonus. So you will definitely be getting a book. Look out for. Actually, I need to send out that form first. So maybe we'll be shipping out books probably towards the end of next week. But yeah, Heather, look out for a form where I'm asking for your shipping address, and I'll make sure that you get one. I'm going to just write that down because we've had a few people that signed up over the last week, and I definitely don't want to leave them out. And we did start promoting this last Tuesday, so we'll make sure you get a book. Oh, you're welcome. All right, let me see here let's see. Deb said, I found it very confusing when Amazon sends out creator toolkits for all the big events. Yes, which include the swoop and other bits of their trademark material. Am I the only one? Yeah, Deb, so that's the only content that I use that has the swoop in there. And usually it's the Amazon influencer logo and not the Amazon logo, I've noticed. Or it's like Amazon creator logo, or it's the Black Friday logo or something like that. You can very much use the creator toolkit. Just stick with that. Don't use anything else that Amazon isn't directly showing you and sharing with you. Freeway Flipper said, love your content. Just started doing review videos for the Amazon influencer program. Love it. Love it. Well, hopefully that social media content calendar can help you. Let's see. Susan said, do you have an LLC for your AIP? Been hearing a lot about it lately. Yeah, I do have an LLC. And it's awesome because I've had an LLC for forever, actually, for over a decade now, well before I started doing the Amazon influencer program for my other businesses though, but I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. So I recommend getting an LLC. It's worth it because then you can write off certain things. Of course, talk to your accountant, But yes, I definitely have an LLC, and I would recommend everybody do that too. Yeah. Let's see here. Nice. Kelly said I'm doing a shoppable video for Amazon through Billo for $55. My first promotion on that platform. Plus, it is on Creator Connections. That is awesome, Kelly. That's fantastic. Billo. Nice. I haven't heard of that one yet. Yeah, there's so many platforms where you guys can find, if you're like, I just want to get free stuff, I don't want to pay for my stuff, which you can do both ways, right? I do it both ways. I still do my product research and buy things that I know I'm going to be able to make money on for sure. Because I do more, I pretty much can make money on anything that I like vet, right? But that's fantastic, Kelly. Way to go. Way to go. Let's see here. I answered that one. Volunteer Coach Academy says, I see so many collages on social media, but I thought that we can't download the pictures. Am I missing how to do this legally through Amazon's rules? Yes. This can be confusing because we're not supposed to use Amazon's product content, right? However, the one exception is the collages, and you can make collages directly through Amazon by utilizing that primary image with, then they remove the background, which it's usually transparent or just white anyway. So to my knowledge, you can create collages through Amazon by using that primary image and then share those collages out on Amazon and on other places, and that is okay. Anything past using that primary image to make a collage, like let's say you wanted to post the primary image of a product listing page, I wouldn't do that because that is straight up that seller's content. But when you're pulling in a whole bunch of images and you're creating a collage with it, now you're creating a new piece of content that contains that. But from what I have seen and what I've read with Amazon's terms, that seems to be okay. You can actually create those collages using the primary image and not get in trouble. Yes, good question. Good question. All right. Well, let's wrap this up shortly here. If anyone has any questions about Influence and Earn, let me throw this back up here. I've got time for another couple of questions here. Let me see what we have, and then I've got to jump off here. Oh, yay. Thank you. Kelly said, can you share your YouTube URL for Smart Business Mom? Yes, that one. Let's see. We had it up there a bit ago. I should have. Here. Yeah, here's my YouTube channel. Yep. Get inspired to build your own channel. You guys can check that one out. Orient Subs TV said, I noticed you only post horizontal on YouTube. Do you repurpose them on other TikTok or Instagram? I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. No, I will reformat them. So I do the horizontal for Amazon, and then I post them on YouTube. And then what I can do is I can take that horizontal, and I've actually been using Opus Clips, which I really like. And then Opus Clips will create shorts for me that I can then use for YouTube, for TikTok, for Instagram, whatever that may be. So that is my kind of flow as far as the as far as my process goes there. All right. And if you guys aren't already in the free Facebook group, make sure you come and join. Check it out. This one's totally free. This is not the members group, but this one's a lot larger. So you guys are welcome to join that. And if anybody has any questions about Influence and Earn, I'm going to put that up here just for one more minute here. But this sale will be happening through Cyber Monday, but it's going to end at midnight Pacific time on Monday. So anybody, including if you purchased over the last week, right, including Heather, and I know there's been a few other people, I will be reaching out to you guys over the weekend to get your shipping address, and I'll make sure you guys all get a book. So anyone that wants to sign up for it today, tomorrow, into Monday, make sure that you do that because the price will be going back to $9.97, and then the book bonus will also go away. So until then, happy Friday, everyone. Come back next week. We will be back here next week. I'll be happy to answer more questions next week, or you can join Influence and Earn and post questions in our Facebook group, our discussion, or reach out to anyone in our community if you guys have additional questions as well. I got to run. We've got more Black Friday content to create. We've got a Bears game to watch here. And thank you everyone for joining. Have a great rest of your Friday. I hope to see you in the members area in Influence and Earn if you are not already there. And feel free to reach out if you guys have questions. Thank you. Kelly said Influence and Earn is really worth it. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. Yes, wonderful. And Clay said I made my Black Friday idea list and promoted the link on my YouTube community tab. Love it. And Facebook. Love it. Love it. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your Friday, and I'll see you next week, if not before. All right, bye.